In the upper left, folks, in the blue for Team Envy, Bunny.
And his opponent spawning down in the bottom right for Mouse Sports. It is the largest mammoth human in history. It's HeroMarine. Now, this begs a really big question as well as we get into this game, because we talk about HeroMarine as a preparation-based player, as a strategic player. Does he think that either Lambo or Beyond can do it? Or sorry, Lambo or Classic can do it? Does he think that they can win their matches? And if he doesn't, if he truly believes that the other two players are going to win, he might not have any special strategies he busts out here. He might save strategies potentially for the future. And he's already used a lot of kind of auxiliary strategies. He did that Proxy 2 Racks Marauder versus Beyond, which went unscouted. And we saw a very funny moment on the camera with Beyond reacting to that. But so far, both HeroMarine and Bunny are treating this almost like it's like an ESL Open Cup where they're just like, okay, I'm going to play safe. I'm going to play conservative. They both go double gas. They both SCV scout. And they are playing, yeah, very safe to start things off.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. We've been talking about TVT all weekend, or all week, as this matchup. Okay, you know, the openers are a little more in flux right now. We're seeing Reaper expands. We're seeing Reactor first. We're seeing all types of things that have not been in the meta. And now in this series, okay, well, Barracks Double Gas Factory, the build that has dominated TVT for the last year or so. That is an interesting. So you talk about wondering whether Lambo or Classic can win their series, but realistically, it's a matter of if they can take a single map. If Classic takes a map against Beyond, and HeroMarine, well, actually, if even that's the case, right? So if Classic takes a single map versus Beyond, and HeroMarine 2-0s, yeah, no, HeroMarine leapfrogs on map differential, and it never goes to map wins or head-to-head. So as long as you're confident that it's not going to be 2-0, that's the situation the HeroMarine wants to prep builds. But again, yeah, you're talking about if he's just confident he's going to be in third, who would he then be prepping for, right? Do you think Cyril's going to be top 2? Would you think there's so many variables that I don't know that extra prep time to deal with your potential round of 12 match, I don't even know how much you can prep for that.
Yeah, I don't think so, by the way. Sorry because they would still have the same number of map wins, and as it stands right now, Beyond has one less map loss, so that would just bring them to even, and that would bring it to head-to-head, which Beyond did win. So Beyond would still finish ahead of HeroMarine. But if he somehow ties Maru up, he would have the head-to-head. Oh, man, no, but it wouldn't matter because Maru would have more map wins if they both go 4-1. Things are very weird. But all we got to focus on is that HeroMarine wants to win this game. He wants to give himself the best opportunity. Very quick fourth gas. Well, is it? Yeah, that is a very quick fourth gas. Is this going to be a double factory play? Double factory, double starport? It's going to be something.
So for now, it's going to be a Raven opener, but that really doesn't tell us all that much. Even with the Raven changes, actually in the early game, we actually are seeing more Ravens. We're seeing a lot more triple Raven play than we've seen previously because, again, Ravens build much faster. They cost a lot less gas. It is more viable. But yeah, Steadfast, you got this extra gas. You're building, you're buying a lot more. It means you do want to go something tech heavy. And, well, we were talking yesterday about how HeroMarine is not always is not front of mind when you talk about mech in this tournament. He absolutely has. And I would call this a variant of mech. Second starport's on the way. This is a build that Special was using in DreamHack in Latin America. So really not much success. And then a bunch of European Terrans picked it up. Special, or excuse me, Clem, HeroMarine, and they started dominating in TVTs. It's a weird build. You get double reactor Vikings, and you push the third base down. It's very all in, but if it works hard.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm not even convinced yet that it is that reactor play. We'll see in a moment which he switches onto. This could actually be a Raven. This could be double Raven. Okay, there. Oh, Tech Lab. Yes. Okay, so this is going to be, oh my God, and it's instantly scanned. Bunny, he says, you know what? I don't trust you, HeroMarine. I'm building my third command center. I got to figure out. He sees this instantly. Does HeroMarine change tactics? No, he's going to commit to it. Bunny, I mean, you can't ask for more than scouting it right away. I wouldn't even mind a second scan to confirm in like maybe a 10, 20 seconds. or like even scouting into the main base with the Reapers, but getting this information is so good. HeroMarine already starting his push across the map. Bunny needs to kind of get on top of this and delay this. Ooh, this is cute. He's going to look to intercept. If he gets that Cyclone, oh, the lock on, can he get the kill? Yes, he will. That's a huge pickoff. And he even keeps the Cyclone of his own alive. Oh my goodness,
no.
this is such a good start for Bunny.
The Ravens are going to sit in the high ground is here. HeroMarine tries to get a bit of a surround, and it seems like he will eventually knock this down, but yeah, you're already right. First of all, it's a scout. You see how much army HeroMarine has on the map right now, as we do see a patented big gate push, but also knocking that Raven down. It's massive, and what is Bunny doing to respond? Well, first of all, he's got Ravens on the other side, and that, well, it's actually not killing any workers right now. It does deny the economy, but the more important thing, he's building Vikings back at home steadfast. He's making sure that this Raven count that his opponent has committed to is not going to be quite as dominant. Even still, though, I see you're questioning. Committing those Ravens on the other side when there's such powerful defensive tools is interesting.
Yeah, interesting is not the word I would necessarily use. I don't think it's the right move at all. I think it's a potentially tragic blunder. Now we are going to see HeroMarine stepping a little bit too far forward. Does he lose the tank? No, he will get the interference matrix back onto Bunny's tank, but Bunny unsieges, moves it away. Bunker for Bunny, which was going to be used to buy time, will not be able to buy much time. Still, you mentioned it earlier, Bunny was starting in on those Vikings, and he is already in a good position in terms of Viking count. However, HeroMarine has now switched things up, and he has gone for the reactor into Viking, so he's going to be able to outproduce his opponent in terms of that Viking count. Of course, Bunny, even though he's got extra SCVs, he's got that third command center, the only advantage it provides is more scans, more mules, which is nice, but it will not convert to a big economic lead just yet. As I say that, he is actually getting... I mean, the Ravens, they are putting in a lot of work in terms of killing resources, denying mining time. But here comes the attack from, well, here comes the attack from HeroMarine. I didn't expect him to pull the trigger so quickly. Stim was done. Bunny just murders the push.
That wasn't a attack steadfast. It didn't work, but that was a thing. It happened. And yeah, Stim, the air defense knocking down that one Raven early on. And actually, I think that might have been why Bunny committed with his Ravens on the other side. If you think about it, right? You kill one Raven of HeroMarine. Now you know there are only two. You have a significant Viking lead. That means realistically, probably only one Raven actually makes its way to shut your tanks down. Okay, you can handle one tank being shut down, especially with the positioning that Bunny had. So instead, you can force HeroMarine to be truly all in. And that might be the logic. I mean, that's a super thin timing. But it also could have been that he sent the Ravens across the map before he had the scout and just was like, I'm never getting these back in time. But I don't know. Possible.
No. That was definitely, you have the right read. That was definitely the right decision. I think what he was thinking is like, okay, I've gotten the read on this so quickly that I'm going to be able to build enough Vikings to overwhelm my opponent's Viking count. So I don't actually need the Ravens. I just need to buy time. And by buying time, so I was saying he didn't have an economic lead. I wasn't thinking that the Ravens were just going to keep forcing SCV pulls. And that is why that was forced. That's why Bunny was forced to, HeroMarine was forced to go.
Yeah. You lost 7 SCVs at the very end of that one. And losing 7 SCVs when you're all in, when you're trying to find if there's some way you can maybe make a broken play happen. Well, it just, yeah, you go, and if it doesn't work, you GG out, you go into game number 2. But what this means now is HeroMarine is almost certainly locked into 3rd place. Maybe if he 2-0'd, he might be able to leapfrog someone, but certainly only getting +1 map score at the end of things, even if he wins this series, again, makes it likely that he is locked into that 3rd place position. Folks, let's see, though, whether he can get another series at the very least. It starts on Dragon Scales, game 2. In the bottom right, in the blue, he's up a game, in this series off a fantastic hold, Bunny.
And his opponent, he's putting it all on the line here. For Mouse Sports, it is HeroMarine. All right, so we saw HeroMarine going for a proxy before. He did a proxy versus Bjorn. Unfortunately for him, it was a proxy 2-Rax Marauder instead of proxy 2-Rax Reaper versus a 1-Rax expand. If it's proxy 2-Rax Reaper versus a 1-Rax expand, doesn't matter really if you expand on the high ground. Chances are you are dead. Now, in this case, Bunny is going to scout. Oh, hang on. He's going to start the command center, I think, before he's... Will he wait?
Oh, command center on the way.
No, he doesn't wait. Okay,
oh, there we go.
It. That's 100 minerals down the drain, though, for very... that's kind of rough.
It is, but it's better than losing the game. So we're going to see bunkers go up on the high ground on both key Reapers. Actually, yeah. So bunker on the Reaper cliff on the front side, which, by the way, will not get up. Reapers are going to get up very quickly here. And, well, maybe with the Reaper on the high ground, that might delay this just enough. But wait a minute here. HeroMarine gets the first shot, so Bunny's going to have to back up. He's trying to make something happen. KD charge is really nice.
Oh,
Bunny
it actually hit.
Yeah, but Bunny still gets up on the high ground.
I think.
Anyway.
Yeah, it did hit. Yeah, it's got uneven HP. Oh, he gets the Reaper, and the bunker is not yet done. He's going to lose the Marine as well. Fortunately for Bunny, he does kill one of those Reapers, but this is, I mean, he's zoned out from this bunker. He can't keep the Reapers from rallying in. Good micro so far on the SCVs, pulling back the wounded ones. Oh, can he get this round? Not quite, but those reactive SCVs are a lot better than they used to be. More and more workers being killed. This is already a lot of damage out of Big Gabe. He's got a factory behind this, so he's going to, at the very least, be ahead. Oh, don't lose the Reaper.
Oh, so close.
Low on HP. But now there's a Marine in the bunker. Still, this is still very good for Big Gabe, and he still has huge opportunity to potentially just snowball the game from this position. Maybe he should wait for the regen to fully go. Oh my God, he emptied the bunker.
Yeah, he really can't give. I mean, he can't really hold that position, right? The mineral line's the important thing. The Reapers just run right by. Hellion's out now, and that technically is the hold. But there's not a lot here, so there we go. One Reaper will fall, and Steadfast, the number we're looking at, when we look at a proxy Reaper play like this from HeroMarine, you want to get up to 6 Reapers. That's when you one-shot SCVs. That's when you one-shot Marines. That's when it really starts to snowball. So the fact here that even as Bunny is not in the best spot, the fact that he has killed 2 Reapers and delayed that 6 Reaper timing buys him time to get another Hellion out, to get a couple more Marines to start to hold cliffs a little bit better. And then again, that's a potential massive lineup there. KDA charge denies it though. Okay, so HeroMarine does not lose his entire lunch. But look at this. With a Cyclone on the way, HeroMarine is teching up. He does have that natural on the way.
Yeah, HeroMarine, even though he doesn't necessarily win the game right here, all it takes is one mistake from Bunny, and he actually still could lose this game. But assuming he stays safe and, does manage to hold here, which we expect is how this is going to turn out. By the way, HeroMarine could notice that there was only one muzzle flash from that, and that there was only one Marine in there. Oh my God, he's going to use the bears to tank. This is so cute. Oh, but it's not going to matter. Still gets a little bit of damage on these Marines. There is still opportunity. Oh, and he's going to deny this command center a little bit. He gets the Hellion. Hold that thought. This game might actually just end right now. Both Hellions go down. Actually, I think that's it.
Yeah, so all the Marines are going to fall. Cyclone gets a lock on, kills 1 Reaper. But okay, HeroMarine is not going to dive on the Cyclone just yet. You feel like he could have, to be honest. The Cyclone
he's going to wait for his own Cyclone, and that. Oh my God, he wants to wall this. Oh, it's not a wall. That was cute though. He's going to start building Marines. Ooh, the Cyclone. Oh, it's getting so low on HP. The Reaper needs one more shot to kill it. He gets it. Second Cyclone's gonna pop out though. Ooh, the lock-on is tanked by the Marine.
That's actually so unfortunate here. So this was such a good opening with Cyclone. Marine is gonna knock it down. KD charge tries to get it away from the repair, but it's not gonna be good enough. But here's second Cyclone comes on in from HeroMarine. The mass repair though is good. And while HeroMarine Steadfast is still in an incredible position in this game, it feels like he's starting to fumble the lead just a tiny bit. Bunny needs more. Don't get me wrong, but it felt like he could have ended the game there.
It was very close. That was some really clutch defensive micro. The MVP actually for Bunny was that Marine that tanked the Cyclone's lock on it just before Bunny's second Cyclone popped out. And that's what allowed him to get the defensive momentum, the defensive velocity to hold on. And we can see that Cyclone has 4 kills. The mass repair was very good, but this was not HeroMarine fumbling the lead. This was some clutch play from Bunny. And HeroMarine, it's not, he is so far ahead in this game. He is not yet quite out of reach, But I mean, like, you look at the worker count, you look at the third CC timing, you look at the additional infrastructure, you look at the engineering bay timings, and if this is a ladder game, Big Gabe, he's got it. Yeah, this is almost definitely a GG moment already. What can Bunny do to come back in this game? Oh, I love that HeroMarine, by the way, is going to be getting double upgrades right here. He's going to get stim and combat shields at the same time just to make sure he's good.
I do like what Bunny is trying to do, right? Where you just, okay, I'm behind. The moment HeroMarine leaves my base, that pressure bets, I'm going to get that third command center. And what it means is that despite the fact that HeroMarine started building his third base very quickly, Bunny's not going to be that far behind. Yes, the orbital is going to be a little bit slower. Yeah, he's only building 2 SCVs at a time. But in the grand scheme of things, considering how this game has started, the
fact that he's alive is amazing.
Yeah,
the fact 100%. That he's alive is amazing. Yeah, that's pretty much all you need to say about it, is that in theory he should be dead, and he pulled off a very impressive defense, and he's in the game. And in a TVT, normally if this is a ZVZ or a PvP, man, PvP sometimes things can get a little weird. You can get some sneaky tech, but especially in a ZVZ, this kind of worker lead cannot be overcome. In PvP, as long as you don't get blindsided, you cannot overcome this. In TVT, tanks, good unit. Tanks, good unit when you set up defensively. And, well, we talked about what could Bunny do. This is the kind of thing that's a great move. Trying to establish air control, even though he's going to play bio, and that is, I think, the right call for the most part, especially on a map like Dragon Scales that's so wide open. He's going to start it off as though it's mech, and just try and hold on for dear life. But with all that being said, 1-1 combat shield stim are done, as the engineering bays for Bunny are finished, as stim is only halfway done. If HeroMarine were able to even get like 2 medevacs worth of bio into the main base of his opponent, it might just end the game.
Yeah, if Bunny wins this game, it's going to be a 30-minute game. It's going to be the best game of the tournament because
oh yeah,
the upgrades here are just insurmountable. The economy actually has started, well, never mind, I can't do math. The economy is still massively far ahead for HeroMarine as well. He's got more army supply, and again, that army supply is just better. And to make matters worse, Steadfast, okay, HeroMarine's actually not going to try to find his way up the high ground, but the tanks weren't even sieged. So HeroMarine could have gotten a lot done there if he had realized what was happening, and Bunny does siege up. But look, if you're this far ahead, you don't even need to put the pressure on. You can just sit there, get your 2-2 timing maxed out, have a nice cocktail, sit by the beach, have daiquiri, something, and then go and kill your opponent because there's no rush.
Yeah, all you really need to do is make sure that your opponent didn't go like 5 command centers, 2 hidden bases on the map, like Freeport, BC, and just hope you don't attack for like 3 minutes straight. Now he's going to move in. He's got these fully energized Ravens. He's going to be able to shut down his opponent's tanks. And, well, he's just going to run right over Bunny, puts him under the wheel, and there's going to be not a whole lot that Bunny can do. I do like the Liberators, but HeroMarine, he's got this game locked up, locked down, locked all around.
Locked sideways, in fact. Justice is, justice is a important, a valuable ideal, but even if it rains from above, it's not going to be enough. Bunny is dead, and it's all off the Proxy 2 Rax Reaper, and all really off losing that first Reaper that allowed the snowball to happen. So now, HeroMarine, he has a shot at this series. If Bjorn or Maru does lose their series, he still is in good position to leapfrog them in the group. So let's see what happens as we move on to Game 3. Wow,
yeah. This is I mean. We can do the thing. We can talk about it in a moment. We'll do the do. As we move into the final game that we'll be covering for the tournament. All right, spoilers. Yeah, we gave you the time. Classic's up 1-0 over Beyond.
Ooh, that doesn't surprise me actually.
No, it doesn't surprise me too much. Classic's been playing amazing this tournament, and it's honestly a real shame that he is not going to advance into the playoffs, because I think he could have made a really decent run. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he looks good, particularly in PvT. And actually he's a very good PvP player, which is why it's a bit of a shame that, there wouldn't have been really anyone for him to beat up on. But we are going to Babylon now for game number 3. It is going to be HeroMarine with a real opportunity now to put himself in second place in this one.
So let's do, to the best of my knowledge, if I look at this, HeroMarine still needs, or Beyond still needs to lose the series. Well, no, yeah. So here, Beyond still needs to lose the series for HeroMarine to leapfrog him. At most, he'll go to +3. And if Beyond wins the series, he'll be at +4. So Classic needs to beat Beyond. But if Classic beats Beyond at all, yeah, exactly. HeroMarine is going to take that second seat. And as much as I love, by the way, you talk about Classic Beyond, I looked at this tournament. That was like the one series I wanted to cast. So tough luck there. But
yeah,
Beyond and Classic have history. They've played several games, like some of the greatest games of 2022, where Classic got massively far ahead and Beyond came back. The problem is that's online Beyond. That is a player that does not know how to lose. Offline Beyond, with his wrist issues from the stress of everything, are probably not pulling off those insane setups over and over again that allow you to start to eke out the little bit of, the tiny amounts of value over and over again that drag you back into a lost game. Which means that, yeah, I could very easily see Classic take that game number, or take game number 2 and allow HeroMarine to get second. But of course, Steadfast. We can talk about that all we want. HeroMarine still has to win this next game, and Babylon is ready. So we're going to get into it. In the bottom right, folks, in the red, he is for Mouse Sports, second place on the line, HeroMarine.
And his opponent, spawning up the top left from Team NV. We saw him give Maru a hard time in this matchup. Can he strike back and maybe secure himself a little bit of cash, a little bit of extra cash in the bank account? It is Team NV's Bunny. And I think with how things have gone so far, I don't want to, it's fine. I think Bunny, actually, Bunny would still need to win this series in order to stay ahead of Lambo, I think. We now have it confirmed. Lambo was 2-0'd by Maru, which means that Maru has locked up first place in this group. So now it is this is a series to determine, potentially, I mean, combined with Bunny or Beyond and Classic, this is a series to determine who plays against Dark, Gumiho, or Cyril, or Creator, Oliveira, or Solar. And you compare the first 3 players I mentioned to the second 3, I know we've already talked about it, but man, oh man, that is a difference in class.
It really is. And Steadfast, we talked, right, about how you mentioned how Maru topped the group. It is funny how we can see how shaky the all-time greats, the God, looked on day 1. And then at the end of the day, the results are kind of as expected, right? Maru first place in Group D, Cyril Hero top 2 in Group B. In Group C, no one really knew how that was going to shake out. Rainer topping Group B. Like, maybe Group A is a little more interesting because Dark didn't top the group. But in general, like, if you looked at just the group results, the rankings, you ignore everything else, these groups are kind of shaking up to be exactly as you would have thought, which, considering how these last 3 days have gone, that's kind of funny.
Yeah, and a big part of the reason that we didn't have, Maru maybe getting knocked out of the tournament in the group stages, and that we did have some of these extraordinary storylines, we had such great performances from so many good players, is that the format was changed. And I got to give a big shout out once again. I think I've already done it once, but it's worth mentioning again. Big shout out to the organization staff, to Alex for, spearheading the reorganization of everything and saying, hey, we're doing things a little differently this time. But we got to talk about this, by the way. HeroMarine has gone for like the counter to this. He went for a quick reactor. He has more units and high ground advantage. Nice grenade. Oh, great grenades from Bunny in order to provide him the opportunity to disengage. Well, I like that HeroMarine kind of set up at the top of the ramp there in case there was a re-engage from Bunny. Overall, that could have gone very badly for Bunny, but some great Reaper grenades to disengage. However, now it is HeroMarine's turn to get on the map. Cyclone is not yet out. He is going to try and come on in here. This is very dangerous for Bunny.
It really is, and he built a couple Reapers on the backside as well. They're running across the map. For now, 3 SCVs will go down. but one of the Hellions falls. So for now, HeroMarine lets his Reapers regen, dives back in. There's the Cyclone out here now. This shouldn't get too much more done. The Reapers will now fall, but you're trading units for units at this point. Bunny's not going to be too upset, and with the Cyclone here, it's really hard for HeroMarine to get too much done, but this chase from Bunny, though, that's a little bit more questionable. Hellions will continue to fall. Cyclone, though, such a dominant unit in the early game, will force HeroMarine back, despite the hiding Marines in the line of sight blocker.
That was actually a really interesting engagement. So a lot of key decisions getting made right there and showing some great understanding from both players. So first, HeroMarine runs in before his 2 Reapers arrive. You might be thinking at home, if you don't have a dynamic understanding of TVT, you might be thinking like, oh, why did he do that? Why did he rush in? Well, I kind of highlighted it with the observing a little bit. The Cyclone does not yet pop out. And because he had the extra Hellion, he knew he was still going to win the fight. 3 Hellions, 3 Reapers versus 2 Hellions, 3 Reapers. Obviously, you win that with the extra Hellion. It's just a lot more HP. Oh, Lock-on tries to come on in on top of the Raven, but that was a bit of a reach into the cookie jar for HeroMarine. But he's kind of using this to open up time for Raven Harass. However, he is going to get jumped on by his opponent. Very nice kill on that Cyclone. HeroMarine will grab. Oh wow, the auto turret didn't retarget. Oh, I thought for sure it was actually going to kill that SCV. He only gets 2 SCVs with the first auto turret. But sorry, to continue the thought, it was a nice decision to go in there. He gets a couple of SCVs, and then he trades units, which is initially good because he has all these Reapers left over. But then Bunny is able to kill off the Reapers and make sure there can be no further jumping into the main base. So just good decisions overall from both players. Really neat little engagement.
Yeah, no, really small things that very easily, as you're right, could have gone massively in HeroMarine's favor. Maybe if he does things a little differently, waits for those 2 Reapers to actually arrive, maybe it goes really good for Bunny. But now we're going into the mid game, and the funny thing is that in TVT, yes, HeroMarine, he does have a actually pretty significant worker lead, but Bunny is moving out of the map. He does have 2 Ravens. They have all the energy. They haven't been used for harass or anything, but Steadfast breaking this ramp on Babylon is a tough ask. You have to go up high ground. You got to spend scans maybe, or we see 1 tank at the foreground. It's going to get disabled. 2 tanks on the backside though, and they will force Bunny back for the moment, but already that is the forward defensive tank down.
It is, but there's lots of energy here for HeroMarine. He's got the Viking lead, so he's going to be able to push this back pretty easily. Bunny should just set up to, if he wants to stay at all, should just set up to try and deny his opponent's 3rd base. You can see HeroMarine is kind of sharking forward, but as Bunny's 2 additional Vikings show up, that will bring air parity for the moment. HeroMarine wants to wait until his 5th and 6th Vikings arrive before he goes for anything, I think. He's not quite in range of his opponent's tanks. And so he's just going to force Bunny back a little bit. Overall, though, oh, actually, hang on. We're going to see an engagement coming on in. Interference Matrix is going off in favor of both players. But now HeroMarine's 2 additional tanks show up in the back. He does win the air superiority war pretty hard. But Bunny's still got these tanks in position as all the tanks kind of come out of the reverie. And I think I like the way this turned out for Bunny quite a bit more.
And Steadfast, the key thing here, Bunny dropped Interference Matrices 2nd. That meant that his tanks took very little to no damage, but they came out of the Matrix first. So that meant that it was +1 tank coming in from Bunny there, like he got the positive trade. And now that means he can't hold this 3rd base super easily. Of course, on the other side, Bunny, if he wants to push further into this, he's got to drop scans. He has nothing in the air. So HeroMarine should be able to push this back. And remember, he's setting up 11 workers, 12 workers all of a sudden. He has a much quicker 3rd base. He's been greeting out this entire part of the early game. Bunny, it feels like despite that being nice for him, right? Really nice Raven control. He needs to get more done.
Yes, I think so as well. HeroMarine, he's going to start to really power up in terms of that supply off the back of this. He's got the air superiority. Both players come out of it with 1 Raven, which with the air superiority for HeroMarine is better for the German Terran. However, as I say that, he has stopped producing Vikings. Bunny is still building them, and that is a pretty big deal right there. Spotter Marine for HeroMarine does see Bunny's army. Bunny, I don't think he's going to be able to find too much of an opening. Nice sensor tower finishing at a pretty great timing. Excellent tank spread here from Big Gabe. And he gets the first shot on his opponent's Vikings. And now that's going to allow HeroMarine to actually hold air control because, well, actually now it's air parity. So it's going to be a little bit funky. Ooh. Oh, that Raven is left hanging. Almost loses it. 5 HP. Tanks, though, for Bunny are in a great position right here. They're all clumped up. They're all nicely clarted together. We will see the air war going off. And actually now it's Bunny who takes a 1 Viking lead and is going to be able to shove his opponent's Vikings back. HeroMarine goes back into Viking production, but it might be a little late. Yeah. Oh, as I say that, actually, never mind. 2 more Vikings hit the field.
Yeah, it's always kind of funny, right? Even if you do have that technical Viking lead, defender's advantage is pretty damn powerful. We're going to see 1 tank. That's 1 tank that shut down. That didn't do much of anything there for Bunny. And HeroMarine takes a dominating position here on the right side. Yeah, you know, he loses some tanks, but he has incredible air superiority. And there's no way that Bunny's really going to be able to push into this. There are no Ravens that break things down. In fact, Bunny has to land his Vikings because of how hard he lost that air war. Yeah, sure, they can fight on the ground, but that's not why you build them.
No, it is not. And now HeroMarine's going to have his much faster 1-1 finishing. Ooh, nice job from HeroMarine. He sneaks up on Bunny's tank. He's going to sneak up on another one here. Oh, and he kills the SCVs that were used to repair. Nice job from HeroMarine, recognizing that as his opponent's unsieging, this position is a little too vulnerable. Lands the Vikings, is going to crush the army. And with this, he is going to crush Bunny in this game. He is now up 30 army supply. He's retained a significant SCV lead during all of this. This is a massive opportunity for Big Gabe to move forward and maybe just ice this game out right here and now.
Yeah, no, certainly. Now, Steadfast, you said it's a little problematic. No, it is a lot problematic. And now the question, though, those tanks are in good position. But here we go. HeroMarine, he tries to sim and gets on top of 1 tank, gets on top of the second. Vikings are going to target them down. SCVs are going to get pulled into the meat grinder here of the tanks. And while Bunny may even take this position, he's not even going to do that. Vikings are going to land to no avail. And HeroMarine secures 2nd place in the Terran group of death, the worst group possible for him.